All right. So
I sound like a rapper?
Nice.
All right.
sounds like a professional drop right there, sir.
We've done it before.
So we got Pat Stay in the building. I was apprehensive before I said battle rapper Pat Stay. I don't want to just say that. You know what I'm saying? I want to say just all around good guy, entertainer, teller of good jokes, and sayer of good rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it very much. I'm a fan.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. One thing off top, I'm watching your battles, right? And we've been watching, all of us, we've been watching your battles for years, right?
Where was all the pocket taps and dunk moves? You just choose people who most likely ain't gonna punch you.
Well, I always wonder, what the hell is going through your brain when the next man is just in your face, just yelling bar after bar at you?
Well, I mean, for me personally, I don't think there was ever a time where I felt like mad or anything because, man, I know I got next.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to let me go next. And I know what I have next. I know I'm about to fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like, It's like, that's how it is with me. When people get overly emotional and defensive and stuff like that, it's because they know they're getting hurt. You know what I mean? So they're getting fucked up and they're not as good. It's just like, I always say, most men fight because one person feels like outwitted or just like outsmarted in one way, shape, or form. So they're like, well, I don't know how to defend myself verbally anymore.
Verbally.
Now I have to resort to this because, so in battle rap for me, I'm always like, oh, I'm not tripping at all. You say what? Because I know I got another round left. You know what I mean? So I've always been really calm and collected just because I really have confidence in me and my art.
Yeah, because I'm watching you and you're just like, just waiting, patient, not saying nothing. Yeah.
Unfazed. Like, this guy's not getting a reaction out of him he wants, but okay.
So is that part of the whole mind, like the mind fucking that goes on too? Like, you have to seem completely unfazed while the other guy's going at you?
I don't think I've ever consciously told myself, all right, Pat, no, this is affecting you. You got to look cool because, like I said, that's how I really feel. When I'm up there, I really feel like, bro, I'm the man. Like you're done. But I'm sure some people do have certain things like, when people cross the street, they'll have to put their hands in their pocket or little things like that. Maybe I'm sure there's battle rappers out there that like specifically like chew gum during or something or whatever to take their mind off it. But me, I don't know. I don't really have it's real with me. If you whatever you see on my face happening when my opponent's going, it's genuine. I'm usually just like, all right, bro, like you shouldn't have signed up for this, man.
Like, you done yet? All right.
Not phased, you know what I mean? Plus, man, battle rap, like people think, I mean, or maybe it's just me. I don't really take most of these guys like that serious in that kind of way anyway, because it's not as serious as it looks. Like afterwards we're all shaking hands, drinking, cheers, and it's
a party.
Some people think it's like super rough and tough, but you know what I mean? Like I've never really got that vibe that many times in an actual battle rap. It's usually pretty sportsman-like.
Mm-hmm. And even like when I was like looking to find some questions for you, I'm doing looking for interviews and stuff like that. There's not many interviews. Like there's a lot of Pat Stay content on YouTube, like mad videos, mad battles. I barely see any sit-down interviews. I think I found maybe 2. One of them that was with KOTD. Is there a reason for that? Like you don't sit down with many people? And besides the fact that you have your own podcast too.
Sorry, man. I was just taking the case off my phone. I think the sound will be better. Like, whatever. I don't know what's in the background, but whatever.
No, it's the same. It's the same setting.
Good. It's same setting.
Cool. So as far as interviews, like
why don't you sit down and talk to a lot of people, fam? Like, I know a lot of people want to talk to you.
Yeah. To be honest, man, I don't say no that. Some of them just seem, okay, I'll be honest with you, man. Some of them just, I know, like, why they're hitting me up. If it, I don't like non-genuine. I like conversations that are real and genuine, and not just like, oh, something happened that's controversial right now or whatever. Let's talk about it. Let's see what Pat has some shit to say, bad talk about this person or this person, and like just real repetitive shit. I like a really good conversation. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying a lot of these guys are just simple and whatever, but most times I know, like, I don't know. You want me to be honest with you? I'm just gonna be fucking honest with you right now.
That's all we want, bro.
That's all.
Yo, sometimes, and I just realized it recently because I put something on Instagram. I'll be like, ask me a question, and then I'll say something like non-battle rap related. I think sometimes I don't even want to talk about battle rap too much. Now, I'm not saying this right now. Like, I don't want you guys to talk about battle rap, but I think there's so much more to me than a battle rapper that sometimes if I know I got 5 interviews coming up, I'm like, I know that it's all going to be most of the same questions, and I'd rather branch out to something else. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe that sounds fucked up or something.
I understand.
No, it's
But I'm not saying right now. I'm not being like, I hope you guys don't ask. Of course, you're going to ask me battle rap questions. You're going to. I mean, everyone. That's what I am. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe it's just the repetitiveness, or maybe I don't know. That's a good question. I never even thought of it.
Well, here's the beauty of it. We're not a battle rap platform. Like,
right.
Herc and I, we both watch battle rap, but I don't know if I could speak for both of us. Like, we're still pretty much like casual battle rap fans. Like, we're not in the culture, right?
Right.
So we're not going to want to just know about that. And it's kind of a plus because there's not a bunch of interviews. So I get to ask you the questions that I feel that some of your fans, or we get to ask you the questions that some of your fans might have not been able to get from a long form interview because there's not one that exists, right? So, okay, you're from Nova Scotia, right?
Yeah.
East Coast. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, for us as a Canadian platform, we get so much spotlight on Toronto, Montreal, and stuff like that. But Nova Scotia has a whole history going on, when it comes to just like world history as well as just like hip hop history. You know what I'm saying? So what was life like for you growing up as like a teenager and like before all the rap shit?
Teenager. I mean, I hate to describe things and make it like, okay. I was fascinated with, the wrong things a lot. Might have followed the wrong crowd and I was interested in, shit. I could have, how do I put this without trying to sound like a rapper, without sounding too much like a rapper?
But the thing is, I hear it in your raps, fam. Like, I hear you talking about struggles and stuff like that. So it has to come from somewhere. I know you're not capping.
I've been through a lot, and but it wasn't the craziest, man. My teenage years, I'll put it like this: my teenage years is me trying to find myself and slowly letting my guard down. Because when you're young and you grow up around certain environments, certain people, whatever, you have a guard up, and you're defensive, and you're trying to be something, or you're portraying this image and like creating this perception or whatever that no one really wants to have around forever. You know what I mean? But the truth is I was really just a creative dude, a good-hearted creative dude, a funny guy. I like to make people laugh and stuff like that. And I had to just find that out as I grew. I let my guard down. I surrounded myself with just a better energy, not better people. My day ones are my day ones, but I mean, like,
you switch your mind state.
I was into bullshit like everyone else was, and I slowly realized, who I really was, and that's who I am today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Time to grow out of certain things, right?
Yeah.
Certain things you need to grow out of, and it's just you realize some people realize sooner than others that, you know what? Let me just switch paths.
Yeah, and I was trying hard to not like, because I don't want it to make it sound like I was just some thug, and I found myself, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I was just like everyone else, man. It's just figuring shit out, man. Fucking around and.
What was necessary for the time?
trial and error and everything.
Exactly.
And I find myself in like almost an invincible state now because I'm just such a happy and a positive dude, and my guard is completely down where I feel like I don't need to go anywhere with any type of defense or any type of like attitude of not being what I'm saying.
Yeah. And even like you're like a 6 foot and change dude. You're a big brolic dude. You know what I'm saying? So like when you were young, were people trying to get you to play basketball or football and shit like that? And 2-part question. Also being a big guy, was that the kind of thing that people wanted to test you or back down from type of things like that? Like did it get you into conflict? Because I know that does happen.
Well, it's dangerous. Yeah. Like a lot of people think, yeah, when you're big, man, people don't want to fuck with you. False. That's not true at all. When you're big, people are like, all right, well, this guy, either I'm going to test him or I don't feel comfortable with doing that, so I'm going to have to do something to him, something dangerous to him. You know what I mean? It's even more dangerous, right? And everybody I roll with, they're all scrappers and stuff like that. But for the most part, I was cool, man. I was the cooler one out of everyone I was around. I also had 2 bigger brothers, and so growing up, I didn't have to go through as much because, they kind of paved the way for me. They knew, all right, well, his big brothers might fuck, and they're bigger than me, you know what I mean? So, I was kind of cool growing up, and compared to some people, you might talk to the next person and be like, shut the fuck up, Pat, you were fucking wild as hell. But to another person, to compared to my people, they'd be like, nah, Pat was the cool one, right?
Yeah.
As far as basketball, my brother was the basketball star growing up, and like real crazy basketball player. And then so me, I was just like, man, this ain't for me. This guy's so much better than me, so I chose rap.
Okay, side question, Nova Scotian, like I guess base question. What's that? Is it called ringalo or something? The stick with the it's like hockey, but it's with the ring. It's like a straight stick. I see it. It's like a hockey. It's like hockey. I know it's played in Nova Scotia. I see that's the only place I've seen it played. I think it's called ring. I think so. Where it's like basically it's just like it's like hockey, but there's no puck. It's like a circle type of puck, and like the stick is like just like a not to be rude. It looks like a mop stick with no mop. It's just like
ringette.
I think that's what it is.
Is that
I think it's
curling.
That's no, it's not curling Friday. It's ringette. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Ringette. I've only seen it in Nova Scotia.
No, we played that in Montreal too.
It was on ice. It was on ice back in the 90s is when I seen it.
Probably
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's like a Nova Scotia thing. I'm not sure if it's only in Nova Scotia they play it, but that's the only place I've seen it.
That's funny. Yeah, maybe ringette.
I know we played ringette back in Montreal in my young days as a Montrealese.
You're saying curling. It's not curling.
No, but the term ringette, I heard that one. You know what I mean? That was like one of the games.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It brought it back.
Yeah. I was like,
that was just a weird off-brand question I had to ask about Nova Scotia guys.
That's funny. No, I never played it, but no, I know what that is. I thought it was a girls' sport.
That might be a thing too, right? It might be just a girl sport because true, it was a girl that I did see it around. So I'm not sure. It might have like I said, I've only seen it in Nova Scotia. Shout out to my Scotians. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got my family out there too, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. But yeah,
I just did an interview the other day actually, and somebody said, they said, "Yo, being from Nova Scotia, was there always like a feud when you came to Toronto and King of the Duck? You're like, I'm Scotian. They're like, well, I'm from Toronto. I was like, man, Scotians in Toronto, like, family.
Not even.
It's
second home.
Because he goes, man, well, I'm from here, and when we go here, it's always like some type of like, territory type of thing. I'm like, nah, Toronto's and people from Toronto and Scotians are like just like that. You know what I mean?
Down home? What?
Yeah,
down home? Yeah. Down home? Oh, come on. No. That ain't no. I don't know where. No.
Anytime I went to Toronto, any single time I was in Toronto, I tell somebody I'm from Scotia, they embrace me immediately. They love me to death.
Yeah.
Scotians get love in the city. They got 2 reputations, a good and a bad. You know what I'm saying? It's a love or hate thing.
Even like when you go out overseas, do people even know Nova Scotia? Because like they're always like, I know when people talk about Canada, the first thing they think about is Toronto.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have to explain to them what Nova Scotia is?
All the time. All the time. Yeah. The the only thing they say when I go to these crazy places, they're like, Canada? You mean Drake? I'm like, no, I mean Canada, but yeah, Drake is from here. Yeah.
Drake?
They only know Toronto. That's all they know is Toronto. That's it.
So even as a rapper, right? And okay, let's get this out of the way. The term battle rapper, okay? Do you mind it, or is it something that it doesn't, when you hear it, it doesn't, doesn't make your shoulders go up or anything?
Nah, man, it doesn't. And because I took it to such a large scale, I think if I was just like kind of half whack and whatever, and someone's like, yeah, he's a battle rapper, I'd feel a little bit like mad. I'd be like, man, I'm more than that. But I took it. I brought my name to such a large scale to be like, considered one of the best in the world. So it's something that I was able to embrace with confidence. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I said earlier, like there is more to me. You know what I mean? I make music and I do other shit too. But that's what I'm known for the most. So I can't really, you know what I mean? I can't really be too mad at that, because that's what I was the most dominant in. That's how I got my name. That's how you guys know me. And you know what I mean? So yeah, I have to embrace that.
Yeah.
So what made you decide that battle rap was, of course, versus traditional, just dropping tracks and, you know what I mean?
Man, I was making music around here, and I had a little name, but then I did this one battle, my first one ever, 2006 or 7, and it just took off something like 10 times more than anything I've ever done. Like and this was when YouTube was like new, but it was just like, man, it was just like, oh shit, I unlocked the power I didn't know I had. And then it just got me so much more exposure, and it pays more, and if you ask me if I could live off one or the other, it would probably be music, because I get more of a pleasure, so most times when I like finish a song and you drive around your brand new song and it's like, or whatever, sometimes it's more personal as well, because you can really get things off your chest. But at the end of the day, battle rap put me on a way bigger scale. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How did you unlock your comedic side? Like even beyond battle rap, just as a person, because I see you, dropping jokes, like you're always being funny, you know what I'm saying? When you're online, wherever, like even before the battle, like you'll come in wearing like clothes that will like get people's attention, you know what I'm saying? But like I know sometimes you're low-key trolling. Like where did you get that comedic side from?
Well, half of it came from, like I was saying earlier, letting my guard down and being like, some people are the funniest guys you ever met, but they feel like they're being soft or weak or like vulnerable when they're
hide it.
Some of the funniest guys I know gotta be tough all day. I'm like, bro, you're the funniest dude I know. Why don't you like be funny? They're like, man, I'm not
fuck that.
Yeah, they're like, nah, I ain't trying to get like people look at me like I'm a clown or something like that. And I'm like, man, they're like they see it as weak, but really what's weak is that thought in itself. So I realized like, I just like when I let my guard down, I was able to just kind of be exactly who I want to be and who I am. Like I said, that's just like a fun dude who just likes to make people laugh and likes make people smile. Who doesn't like to laugh? Like in battle rap, that's why people that didn't like me for a little bit, they're like, he's all jokes. And then I really started fucking everyone up. But you got to ask yourself, who doesn't like to laugh?
Yeah.
Who don't like to laugh? Everyone
100%.
likes to smile and laugh. You know what I mean? So that's another reason too. I really like to make people's day and shit,
Yeah.
I think one of the best lines that for me is when you're like, yo, Organic booked this battle because he just wanted to see you get washed.
Sharon.
Like,
shout out Sharon.
that line right there, I was like,
yeah.
oh my God, bro. I was like, yo, this is stupid. Like, this, like,
I have fun, man. I have fun.
I was refreshing with some of the battles, going through some of them, and it's just like some of the punchlines of that. There's even one thing that's recently, because it seems like, I don't know when your last battle was, but it seems like up here they have like 12 funniest lines and shit from your battles, right? And it, like, yo, I was dying. I was just dying. But that wash line,
I appreciate it, man. Drake was there for that. Drake, I remember he skipped the Grammys that year. He put that one on, man. And shout out Drake. That was an amazing moment.
was that at the government?
Man, I forget. It might be at the government, but it was dope as fuck.
There was
Yeah,
two
but
of
yo,
them.
that line,
There was two of them that Drake was at. There was also the Math Hoffa battle.
Okay. Yeah.
Second picture Drake. If you guys remember, see that new picture that's going around, the meme picture with all of the Drake phases? It was second picture Drake that was at the Math Hoffa battle.
Okay.
Yes. No, that was amazing, man. He was right up front too. That was really cool. That was like one of my first moments of like being like, okay, man, like, you know, more people watch this than I think and appreciate it than I think. And like I had a little conversation with them out back, and it was really, really, really inspiring. I think maybe even that moment in itself kind of helped me grow as a battle rapper and as an artist and stuff like that, because I just, you know, coming from Nova Scotia, this kid from Dartmouth, I'm like, man, these guys wouldn't know who I am. And just seeing his reactions when I watch it back, be like, oh, okay, man, I must be pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was Bear.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm watching the battle. They kept the camera on him for so much of the battle too. So it was like, oh, Drake's in the building.
But Toronto, we appreciate battle rap.
Yes,
in Toronto. Way before King of the Dot. Like, and there's no slight to King of the Dot or anything like that. But yo, Toronto already had like a underground battle scene from back in the day where it was like Upwood ciphers and certain places like these where it's like it's legendary spots where like, yo, man, it's just meeting outside battling. Like, and it's like it's basically like the KOD type of shit, but it's like this is like back in the days though, like where it's like, yeah, okay, you know who you're battling, same idea. Man, just kind of semi-writing or they're freestyling, whatever, you know what I mean? But there is a history of battle rap in Toronto before the KOD scene. You know what I'm saying? Like old school. And it's Toronto has a love for battle rap. So that's why I can see why when you come to Toronto and they watch it, yo, people embrace it a lot. Like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The reactions. Because a lot of us, like you said, comedy. We love comedy. We grew up on In Living Color and shit like that. So we know mother jokes and all of that shit. So it's just there. The wits, the one quicker hitters, and it's all there. So battle rap definitely has a place in Toronto.
I think, Drake is still super heavy involved in battle rap too. I think that he might know more about battle rap than like even some battle rappers. It's something that he like studies.
Oh yeah, he's invested in that. He
studies the game though.
Yeah,
he does study the game,
and he's invested in that app also. The new app there that URL put on. What's it called?
Yeah,
what's the app called that they?
Caffeine.
Yes, he's invested in caffeine. Sorry, continue where you're saying, Pat.
I always fuck with Toronto rappers even before battle rap, though, man. Back in the day, I hooked up a beat for Turk and Tyke way back.
Oh, so for TNT.
Wow, okay. Way back, like so far back. Like if you talk to them, like I still talk to Turk and shit, but like sometimes and whatnot. Shout out to Turk. But like this was so far back, it was crazy. I was at so I always fuck with Toronto rap. Even to this day, man, I try to stay tuned as much as I can. I was really into Bizz Loc, man. Shout out Bizz Loc, free Bizz Loc. Yeah, man. I
free the whole squad.
Free the whole squad.
The whole squad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. How? Okay, you know what? Let me. Since we're getting into the Toronto stuff, how did you meet Organic and get with the whole KOTD squad?
Well, there was a league down here, the battle rap league called the Elements League, and that stopped. I think around 2007 or 8, and then Grind Time started, which was in the States, and then King of the Dot started, which was in Toronto. No, that was very close to each other, and Organic was like, man, you need to come out of retirement, because I quit because there was no other leagues around, and I was just done, right?
Okay.
And that first like bunch of events, I was like, nah, I'm good, and then there was this one dude who I just didn't like the look of him, so I came out, and I didn't like specifically his mustache. I thought it sucked. I hated his mustache. So
the look brought you out of retirement. The man's mustache brought you out of retirement.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so I came out. And then I fucked him up, and then I got my buzz back. I got my spark back, and I knew Organic because he was in World Rap Championships, and that's something I watched too. I don't really remember seeing him too much, but I know I remembered the name, right? Because I know he's been doing this thing for the longest time in battle rap, right?
Classic battles.
Before me, before.
Yeah. Before we continue with the battle rap stuff, I want to even get back. I'm just going to jump around for a quick second, right? Because you make music, right?
Yeah.
And what I always wonder when it comes to guys who are in the battle rap scene, do you tap into a different part of your brain when you're making songs like Back to Back or Fuck Him or Guilty by Association? Like,
boy, I thought it was bad, you know what I mean? Walking the party feeling invincible. No one saying shit to you that he hits this dude.
Fire, I like that song. Guilty by Association.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. I was actually supposed to do a remix with Turk on that too. I got a song with Adam Bomb and everything, man. I fuck with the Toronto, but
and you have the song with Classified and everybody.
Classified.
Yeah, like a whole posse cut.
Whole posse cut, man. Yeah, no, I use music for a totally different like outlet for me. Like, if I write a song, for the most part, it's some personal shit, something I need to get off my chest, something that I would really like. Just want to talk to a friend about, or like, or just something I want to put a message out there. Whereas battle rap, I still do that too, but it's only you can only do that to an extent, right? You're really attacking your opponent. So music is a totally different. You'll never see me on a track being like spitting like battle rap bars on a track, because that's not what I use it for. You know what I mean? Music was always just my outlet of what I need to get off my chest, man. Ever since I was really, really young, I always needed to get things off my chest. Even when there was no one around, man. There was times where I have a keyboard when I was young, just a really, really young kid, and I would type for hours on a keyboard that was completely unplugged, no computer on. I would just type out my thoughts now, and even though nothing was getting typed out, like it was really weird. I always just needed to vent one way or another, even if no one heard it. It's just something. So music, that's how I translated that. I'm like, if I make a song, it's because I got something to say. Like Guilty by Association was heavy on my heart, heavy on my chest, that whole message there. And I needed to say that shit. So, yeah.
You could tell. You could tell in those bars.
Yeah.
But so the artist, so you can say that the rapper Pat Stay is completely different from the battle rapper Pat Stay. Like when it comes down to it, like the same person, obviously, but like when it comes to making the music and the way you attack each way is different.
Yeah. It is different. It's different. It's like it's a different approach. Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, it's like therapeutic when it comes to making music.
Yeah, and I know that sounds so cliche or whatever, but I just like, it's almost like I can't, especially I'm 35 now and got kids, and I have a hard time writing a rap. Like, if you were to ask me, all right, man, write a verse right now about, like, just braggadocious. I couldn't even write a rap like, yo, I'm the sickest, I'm the got these, whatever. I can't. It has to be something, like, personal or something.
Swagger Genesis
shit. Like, I couldn't even write a verse like that anymore, but I could do that in a rap battle.
Different part of the brain.
Yeah.
It attacks different. Yeah.
And you've talked about like having drunken nights, putting fans into garbage cans and shit like that, bro. Talk to me about your relationship with alcohol. I'm gonna get into my Dr. Phil bag for a quick second, man.
Sure. Yeah. No. So no. That's cool. I think that was a part of my finding myself, growing. I don't know. I really don't know why to this day that I drank so much and why I would become this angry person, because I'm not an angry person. And what would happen was, I just think it must have been like an insecurity or something, but I would get so drunk and I would just turn, and you could just see it in my eyes. Anyone that know me, anyone that's even seen me in the bar, they're like, oh shit, like, fuck
shit's about to pop.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound tough. Like, I don't want to sound like I was crazy or something like that. But even my own friends would be like, man, I know when to leave you, bro. You got that look in your eyes, and you're just not happy. You're not having fun. You're not enjoying anyone around. I'm about to like get mad or some of that. And to this day, I don't truly know the fucking reason. And
it might be that you're just keeping your guard up, like you were saying earlier. And then now that you eased it down, it might, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably what it was. That's just you keeping up that guard, right? With the alcohol. I'm not, you know?
Yeah, but even like some of my my friends who were really, you know, really out there, they would be happy when they're drunk, you know, where I really didn't have that much to be on guard about, because I wasn't like deep in the streets or nothing like that. So I didn't have that much of a reason. So it must have just been something in my like self-conscious, like I don't know. I really don't know. But and even with that said, with that being said, why would I keep drinking? And I would drink every single day, daily, and I would become this person. It was very, very rare to see me drunk and be like, yo, Pat seems so happy tonight. To be like, oh shit, I see that angry Pat, and I just don't even want to be around. You know what I mean? So my relationship with alcohol has always been shitty. It's never been a good thing. And but I don't really drink that much anymore. I drank twice in the last like 4 months. I'm good, you know. And now that I'm content, and I'm surrounded with, you know, positivity and love and my kids and stuff all the time, that darkness doesn't come out as much. It's very rare. Because, you know, I just think about my kids. If I start getting to that point where I'm loaded and I start feeling aggressive and that growl comes out and shit like that, I'll just start looking at pictures of my kids and stuff like that. And, you know what I mean? And I have a lot more to live for.
Yeah, you got to get home to them.
That's the thing right there.
Like,
a lot more to live for.
Yeah. And I'm just more secure as a man now. And I really think that's what it came down to, because I've talked about this with my friends, and we would always be like, bro, why do we do that? Why would we roll around like that? It's so aggressive and whatever. And they would just be like, man, it's just how we grew up. When we had to be on guard, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I think that was an excuse that I used for a long time, and I really think I was just self-conscious and not being who, you know what I mean? Because I would almost be jealous. I'd be like, these guys over here, man, they're dancing, having fun with the women. They're just being so comfortable themselves. And I'm thinking about going and punching one of them in the face for no reason. I must be mad. I must be jealous. I must be insecure as a man to why am I angry? There's all kinds of women around, all my friends around, good music. What is making this come out of me? And it was alcohol. And I know that's super common, you know, amongst dudes.
No, it is.
But yeah, super common. Like both my brothers and a lot of people I know, they would become the same way. Alcohol, boom. Next thing you know, they're whatever. But as I grew and learned to let my guard down, that kind of. But I don't ever question it. I know it's still there. My girl, if I were to say right now, oh, that darkness is completely gone. My girl, you hear in the background say, she knows. She'll see in my eyes, and you know, for no reason, I'd be like, "Yeah, let's get 20 shots." I'd be like, "What? Why do you want 20 shots?" And then
cancel that order. Yep.
Yeah, cancel that fucking order. That's what my friends need to be like. They're like, "No. I already hear you growling and shit. That you ordering shots. What the fuck are you doing, man? Let's just relax, right?"
Yeah.
Well, even from like my own experience of like with alcoholism and stuff like that, like when I stopped drinking 11 years ago, one of the first things that came to my mind was my creative process, and is it going to impede on my creative process? So with you now having like all these self-realizations over time and cutting down on the alcohol extremely, do you think it affected your creative process at all?
Yeah, it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot because, you know, when you drink, you have that 1 or 2, sometimes even 3-day hangover where you're completely useless, and you're probably not exercising as much. And I actually think exercising has a lot to do with your brain too. You know what I mean? So yes. You're so much less productive. But it's a double-edged sword, man. Because if you're a writer, here I'll give you an example. I know a man who was a writer. He made like rock music and like deep, like heartfelt, emotional shit. And I asked him one time, I was like, "You write anymore?" And I said, "No." And he said, "No." And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Because I'm happy and content." And that made so much sense to me. It's just like, what the fuck do I write about? So some of those days, man, where I would be hungover or fucked up and stuff like that, I would get the best stuff out of me because I would just bleed it out. I was going through some shit. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like,
I do.
It was like, man, I'm really going through the shit. This is when the most heartfelt stuff's going to come out. And it's like if I'm happy just drinking protein shakes and blowing on my son's belly and pushing my daughter on a swing, it's like, what the fuck can I write about? Just that?
No, because
it's writing kids songs.
Yeah, because music is a weird thing, especially when it comes to this, not even just hip hop, but just music, period. most of the best music comes from a place of pain. You know what I'm saying? Like when Adele is happy, like, and she's not like, you know, getting broken up on and cheated on, like, she's not gonna give you the slappers.
No, it's trash. It's trash.
You know what I mean? So I always just like to talk to, because, you know, catch me on Spotify. Used to rap once upon a time, but you know, with all those different things, like I know like those things go through your brain sometimes. Like fuck, you know what I mean? Quick thing, back on the battle rap, Math Hoffa. Okay, you guys have had some like legendary, like that one battle that we were talking about earlier. A lot of crazy shit came out or so said in that battle. Do you guys have like? Is it like wrestling, or do you guys hate each other in real life, fam?
Me and Math?
Yeah.
No, we're mad cool. That was the first time we ever met. Me and Math are mad cool. I don't even really remember, but no.
It was like 2013, fam. The man called you a crack smoker, fam. He went in.
No, man. Listen,
that was like a running joke, no?
Yeah. That's just a running joke, or like an angle. You know what I'm saying? But no, I don't. Me and him have never ever had any type of animosity whatsoever. No, I like Matt, man. Shout out Matt, he's great.
So not to be okay. So battle rap, not to be like say it's fake, but it's kind of like wrestling, like Friday alludes to. It's like you guys are friends, everything, you know, whatever. There's just some like obviously your bars are real. You're writing your bars, whatever, you know, whatever. But it's kind of like like wrestling almost, with the beefs aren't really real. Like some of them are. But but like, you know what I mean? Like you said, you're cool with Matt. But maybe the first time you guys would think, oh, these guys don't like each other, or you know what I mean? But
back then, actually, I was a little bit more on guard because I don't know what they're gonna say. And also I was a little bit more, you know, the old Pat too. So I was probably more prone to say like ruder shit or whatever. I remember when Arsenal came to King of the Dot, and then he came up, he's like, yo, you want a shot? And I looked at him, I was like, I thought he was trying to play me. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And then years later, I think, why didn't I take the shot? That's such an insecure thing for me to do. He was really just trying to buy me a shot. You know what I mean?
Have a genuine,
No, but I was at that, in that stage, I was like, nah, you ain't my boy. So maybe, I don't know, maybe like back, I think earlier on, like I'd be a little bit more on guard. Whereas now, I'm the best opponent you could ever go against because I'm happy, I'm so comfortable, and you know sometimes it can be boring for some people. They're like, I can't stand this new Pat. He's too positive.
So okay,
and that's who I am now. I can't change that. Who I am now. I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's all love. And like I said, I don't take a lot of these things serious. These fake beefs and you know battle rap like personas and characters because I really know how most people are like in real life, and it's mostly just an act. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not calling them fake. I'm just saying they're doing what they got to do to make it entertaining. And I'm not really, you know.
So I'm gonna get quick mixy for a quick second. Then the Tay Roc, that you and him are cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing like
very cool.
Pat stay ready to fight Tay Roc.
Almost fight my ass. That's what. Do it. Stop talking, man.
On fucking and remember, we're just casual battle rap fans, okay? People in the comments are gonna be like, "You guys are fucking stupid. Don't you already know about that?"
That's old shit.
No, I'll tell you what it was. Okay, so me and him were actually cool, like to the point, like, you know, happy birthday, dear daughter. Happy birthday, dear son. I hope your beautiful child is, you know, your family, your beautiful family, having a great whatever. Like,
dope.
You know. On that level, as men and fathers. So even though I shouldn't have, I thought he was in my face being like, and your son's a bitch. And he said, your son's a bitch. That's what I say to your mother. All I heard was, and your son's a bitch. Now, if anyone else said that to me, I'm like, whatever, it's battle rap. But I really thought we were cool, you know what I mean, on that type of shit. And still to this day, I still think I was wrong for reacting. But I was like, okay, my son's a bitch, hey, cool. Well, let's talk about your daughter's whatever. So my son. And I shouldn't have did that. And it almost became a scuffle because I was just like, you know, you're going against your boy And I thought, I was like, oh, we're friends. And we're, there's like fathers and shit like that. And you're like calling my son a bitch. I wasn't playing with that. At the time, I was like, no, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I regret it. It's a battle. I signed up for it. I shouldn't even have reacted how I did in the first place. But it made for an amazing moment. And it probably won me the battle because I made him trip and get mad, and then I called him out for it and made a huge moment. I probably won that battle because of that moment, because I threw him off and he ended up choking, and then I won.
The mental game.
It happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, man.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I mean, but like, I think that did. I think it was good.
See, we be knowing about some shit, man. A 1-2, Like, okay, it's like when I watch a lot of the battle rap and the analysis on it and stuff like that, right? Why is the battle rap culture so sensitive?
To what? And like
outsiders, even like, for example, like we posted a video of a guy slapping another guy on stage. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the names of the guys who slapped each other. Right. I guess we're talking about it. We don't know a whole bunch about it. Mad dislikes. People were just calling us all kind of stupids and idiots. You know what I'm saying? What is that about the battle rap culture that, it's like so protective?
I don't know, but I dislike it too. It could be a turnoff, man. They're like the battle rappers, especially. Like for a minute, I was doing like recaps of battles, and then battle rappers would get super, super like personally like
offended.
Yeah, and it turned me off to the point where I was like, man, I'm not doing this anymore because I don't want to have to go to these events and then they're like, you need a cold shoulder and like, you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck that. Like the battle rap fans and like right now the fans are the worst too, man. I love them to death, but like, my last battle wasn't great. I wasn't in a good space, and almost all of them turned on me. They're like, yeah, you should quit, kill yourself, and fuck you, Dad. They were so mad at me, saying the craziest things you could ever imagine. Meanwhile, I just came off a long streak of fucking everyone up, and like I was almost champion of the year, and I was doing so well, but like, you're only as good as your last battle, your last showing. So they're really like, they get really butthurt really easy. But so do the battlers too, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know. You would think that battlers especially would have tougher skin.
Have thicker skin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Super weird, man.
That's crazy.
No.
Yeah, that is, when you think about it, you would think they would have a thicker skin being battle rappers because you're dissing each other for a profession.
Kind
like,
of for a living,
it's like back and forth. You're supposed to say the most fucked up shit, but you can think about without being too whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then to be like, man, that guy's talking. No, like that. That's whack. When like, especially from the fans, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Super crazy.
It actually reminded me. I had a question that was in my brain and it fell out and it came back in. Is there a line in battle rap? Because there's been a line that's been talked about in the hip hop game. It came up when the Drake and Pusha T thing came around, and he dissed 40 with the 666, and then Drake was like, he crossed the line, right? In battle rap, I've heard people diss guys' grandmothers hoping that they die while the guy was supposed to visit his grandmother in the hospital that day. So I know the line. Wow. I don't know. The line is like way over here, or is there a line?
Well, I'm no one to say anything because I was someone that like, and earlier on, I pushed the line. I might have opened the doors to like, I've said the worst things ever to people. And, but then again, that was old Pat. That was old, different Pat. But I think it depends. It depends on who it is going against each other. But really, no. There's really no, like, man, like dead people get dissed, mothers, kids, everyone gets dissed. It just really depends on who you're going against and whether you think that they're going to accept it or not. I think everyone's different. Like, if the person you're going against, is a super hothead and will swing on you, then you probably shouldn't do it. Not because you're scared, but because it's just going to like, it's just going to pop off into something and ruin the whole battle. So it's really at the battler's discretion. I have said the worst things ever to people that I would never say to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But ever.
Give me one line. Give me the craziest, like, ugh. You said that, Pat? You went home and had to think about it yourself.
I won't say the lines, but I'll say this, okay? I battled a guy and he had an autistic brother, and I went at his autistic brother for a whole round.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Like,
oh, wow.
The worst things you could ever imagine said, I said.
I remember that.
I spent like most of my third round doing it too, and it was like I was getting booed. I had people in the crowd crying. I had like it was fucked up. It was in Toronto. It was on King of the Dot.
Mm-hmm.
It was an old one, man. It was an old one. But you know, it's funny. I don't regret it. I don't regret it because I didn't like the guy. We had an issue. As far as we were supposed to fight. So I'm like, whatever. I'm saying whatever, and it made a classic, bro. It made like a classic. It's hard to watch now. You know, I would never say I love the guy. His name is Marv One. Everyone will look up what I'm saying. This Pat Staber's Marv One.
Whip open his teddy bear, whip him over the head, then kick his mental chair down a set of stairs.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You spoke about it in an interview as well. I was like, "Ooh, you said that."
Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy what I said and did. But it made a movie, man. It turned out being like a movie, and for that reason, I don't regret it. You know what I mean? And I learned so much from it. I got bad feedback, a lot of bad feedback, but it also opened doors for other shit, and you know what I mean? And
it's kind of like comedy almost.
Ooh, yeah, kind of.
Dark
comedy. Comedy.
Yeah,
comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy is
I meant it. When I was saying, like, I wasn't being funny. I wasn't like.
Oh no, I'm not saying about the autism line.
Yeah.
I'm saying like with the line stepping with like how comedy something will happen.
Yeah.
They'll talk about it the day of, like there's no filters. Like right there, boom, step right on the line. Cross it, step on it, trample on it.
Mm-hmm.
Battle rap is kind of that same way, no?
Yeah, you're right. No, it is. Like, even like not even that long ago, like I don't know, 4 years ago, something. I went to Cali and I battled a transgender woman.
Yet soft spoken, right there for you when your heart's broken, or need a jar open.
I said some crazy shit there.
You did.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah. But she's dope as fuck. Like, it's my homie to this day, and she was super appreciative of the opportunity, and she signed up for it. You know what I mean? We gave props and whatever. It is what it is. To some people, they watch it and they can't believe what they're hearing. But it's battle rap, man. You know what I mean?
Did you get backlash from the community from that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. But every time, no shame. The battler, she sticks up for me every time, and she always stands up and be like, yo, we prepared this. This is something that I wanted to do. Pat gave me a huge platform and opportunity, and we hugged it out and shit like that. Like, I got so much love for her. You know what I mean? It's really just art, and if people are too sensitive to understand that, then maybe it's just not for them. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Straight up.
Few more questions here. Actually, you got a little bit of time?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Let's go back to Nova Scotia for a quick second, or to the East Coast. Tell us about.
How's the lighting here? I can't really see behind me. Is the lighting fine?
No, you crisp. And the sideways phone, fam. That's the move, fam. Just what I'm saying. Trailer Park Boys. Tell us about your relationship with the Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, they're cool as fuck, man. You know what I mean? Like Bubbles, I've hung with them. And a couple handfuls of times. Mm-hmm. The other guys I've met only a few times, but just down to earth dudes, man. They're just huge success. It's weird because like I travel the world and they'll be like Trailer Park Boys. I'm like, to me it's not, because I see them around and they just kind of like talk like Scotians to me. So it's like, so
it's normal.
It's normal. That's what I explain to people. They're like, yo, you guys are the funniest guys ever. I'm like, I think they're funny for sure, very creative, but it's like I see 6 people a day like these guys, right? So I'm proud.
I know 3 Bubbles, 6 Randys, and 4 fucking Rickies. Like, I already know guys. Like, yeah.
but they put on, like, you know what I mean? Like, I had, you got to give them that respect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they put on for Nova Scotia. Huge, man. So they helped put us on the map. So shout out Trailer Park Boys.
Huge.
Yeah, man.
R.I.P. Mr. Leahy, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
R.I.P.
I don't know his real name, but Mr. Leahy.
Yeah, me, same. I was actually supposed to battle him.
You were supposed to battle Mr. Leahy?
The shitstorm is coming, boy.
Just for fun. just for fun. I remember, like, it was in talks or whatever. It wasn't like playing, but that would have been fun. Right.
That would have been hilarious. Because Leahy would have showed up drunk for sure.
Yeah.
Yo,
with Randy with some cheeseburgers.
You know what I'm saying? Doing ad-libs. It actually, that actually brings a question to mind when it comes to like these mixed types of things, right? Because there's like Jake Paul, who just finished fighting Floyd Mayweather, right? A YouTuber versus Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. YouTuber versus real boxer. You know what I'm saying? You got Joe Budden that jumped in and went up against
Hollow
the Don, right? And Cassidy been jumping back in it. And no diss to Cassidy. And let's take this away from Pat Stay. Pat Stay didn't say that. Cassidy's been getting his ass fucking handed to him on a regular basis since he jumped back into the battle rap league. What's your views on like the mixing of you guys with like people from outside of battle rap?
Well, Cassidy, I gained a new response. First of all, I love Cassidy. Huge fan of Cassidy. He's the reason why most of us battle. I don't know, like his first battle, everyone's first battle that they heard or watched on the internet, at least, was Cassidy versus Freeway. You know what I mean? So he like opened
on a beat.
Right. So, yes. Right. So I always had to give him his props. But I won't lie, but there was a couple times, there was a little bit there where I was starting to get upset because I felt like I was riding for him like crazy, and I'm even dissing my peers and the fans, and I'm like, you guys are crazy, man. You got to respect Cassidy, all this type of stuff. He's better, blah, blah, blah. But then, like you were saying, he was losing, and it wasn't just the fact that he was losing. It was the fact that afterwards it kind of seemed like I don't care. I still want him the best ever. No one could ever touch me. I didn't like that. You know what I mean? But the last battle, I think he did a lot better. And he's showing that he's passionate about it, and he's really, really, really adding to the culture. Like he's bringing a lot of attention to it. He's throwing a tournament now where he's like, there's like a reality type show with battle rappers type of thing, tournament type of thing. So he's only adding to the culture in a positive way. Joe Budden,
total slaughter.
Like he could have did better, but he definitely could have did worse. You know what I mean? And it was his first time, so But it's just kind of like Logan Paul coming in and fighting Mayweather. It's like we don't expect these guys to come in and do amazing. It's just like if I step in the studio with Cassidy right now, he's gonna show me the ropes. He's gonna teach me everything that that I need to know. That's what he does. He's a platinum selling artist. You know what I mean? He can show me. Whereas like us battle rappers, we do this way more than him. So we don't expect them to come in and like just wipe the floor. There's no way. This is impossible. This is fucking impossible. You know what I mean?
So you don't have any animosity. Do you think other battle rappers do though? Because I kind of feel it. Like, what the fuck are you guys trying to come in here and take our bags?
Yeah. Sometimes the culture gets mad like that. They're just like, no, they're just coming in here and getting all this money. They're just doing it for the money. But Cassidy has proved that he really, really fucks with the culture, and he really like, you know what I mean? He is passionate about it. He wants to improve. He wants to grow.
Plus, Cass has always been a battle rapper, right?
Mm-hmm. Always been a battle rapper. Always, like from day one. Like even on music, like a Cassidy line consists of I'm this, you're not, I have this, you don't type of shit. I'm a better rapper than you type of thing. So he's always been a battle rapper, even in his songs, So he's one person that, as much as there's times where I was kind of disappointed. He means well, you know what I'm saying? So he's only benefiting battle rap.
But even a bad battle from Cassidy, you're gonna find the 1-2 nice bars. Even if it's a bad battle, he's gonna come up with something. He's gonna have at least a 1-2 nice bars.
Yeah,
There's a crowd.
and vintage Cassidy stuff. You're not going to expect it to be like the craziest battle rap punchline of all time, but it might be the flow, its delivery that's just so classic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just something
gives you that
dope.
nostalgia. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, exactly. And he's just got that aura. You know what I mean? He's very comfortable and cocky, and so yeah, no, it's dope, man. I mean, I don't want to see. Let me. Okay, there was like Keith Murray versus
Fredro Starr.
Fredro Starr. That was okay. There was supposed to be like
you're a nice guy, Pat. You're so nice, bro.
There was supposed to be a fucking Bone Crusher versus someone else. I was just like, all right, man. Like,
now it's getting out of hand. Now it's getting out of hand.
Biggs, you've gone too
just
far.
getting out of hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's getting out of hand now. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
I seen Jadakiss say in an interview, they said, will you jump into battle rap? And he said something that I respected so much. He said something along the lines of, if I did, I would need training for a long time. I would need to link up with a battle rapper and him show me all this type of shit and teach me this, teach me that. I need to run by my stuff by him because I'm not just going to come in and disrespect the culture and act like I know what I'm fucking doing. And that's all we want to hear. You know what I mean? Like, he personally doesn't need to explain it to me, but that's what the culture wants to hear. They're like, okay, he has respect for the culture. He don't think just because he's Jadakiss, he can come in and just wipe the floor. And I really, really respected that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, with all the way that the battle rap culture has been, like, it's a huge thing, right? Pocket watch for a quick second. Biggest bag you ever got off of a battle? Without mentioning,
what'd you say, bro?
Biggest bag you ever got off of a battle, without even mentioning the exact battle, but just the bag.
How much? The most money I've got? I can't.
Yes.
And you know, I can't. I wouldn't. You know.
I told you. It was a quick pocket watch. I told you. Quick pocket watch. Maybe you didn't hear that part. The Zoom might have blocked out.
I mean, I could, but it's you know, not none of this world, man, and you know, maybe more than most people think or whatever. But you know, young Pat would have told you right on the dot. I would have showed you my bank statements, but you know.
Oh, you want to see the check receipt?
Oh, look at this right now.
Cutting out.
Yeah, he's back. You're back.
Okay.
You would have been like, bro, I'll show you right now. You see this shit?
It's decent. I'll tell you one thing, though, okay? I've always been way too humble. And, like, you know, my boy Littles, man, R.I.P. Littles, you know, he was there for every single battle of mine, you know, like from day one, literally every battle of mine. He was the judge in my first battle, I'm pretty sure, like, but he was there for every battle. In Scotia to Toronto.
Yeah, him and Quake. Right behind me, I can see him and Quake Matthews always in the background.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So fucking Littles, every single battle, he'd be mad at me. He'd be like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, you need to be charging this. You need to be charging that. You need to." And I'm like, "That's crazy." He's like, "Nah, man. They need you. You're the best, and you're the best in the world." And he would always drill that into my head. And the last time I negotiated a good amount, it was because of him. It was I literally got off the phone with him, and he was just like yelling. He's like, "Man, you need to take this and this and this and that. Come on, bro. You're the best in the world." Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yes." And I did it, and it all worked out, man. And Littles has always believed in me more than I believed in myself, man. And I love you, bro. I love Littles, man. He's
Rest in
true
peace.
Scotian legend, man.
Yeah, man. That's why they called him Littles the General, man. He put that battery in your back, bro.
Yeah, the General. Yep.
You know what I'm
General,
saying?
man. Straight up.
Yeah, man. So you got your own podcast.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got your own podcast that you started now, right? And you got mad conversations with like Royce the 5'9", Action Bronson, mad, like just all these different people that I'm like, holy shit. How do you choose your guest, fam?
Well, man, so for that one, I was like, yo, it was lockdown. It was the first lockdown. And I was like, let me think of people that have messaged me in the past or like tweeted about me in the past. I don't want to just message anyone. I mean, I did a couple times, but you know, I was just like, I started off with like, who was it? I forget. But I would just message them. I would be like, I'm talking about like Shaq. I had Shaq
Yes,
on.
you
I
did.
had like Method Man. I had like a crazy amount of people. And I was just thought about all the people that have talked about me before. And I would literally just message them. And I'd be like, yo, I have this little podcast going on, man. I hope all is well. If you have time to pop on, if not, it's all good. Much love, man. It's an honor. And they just be like, Pat, of course. What the fuck are you talking about? Let's go. Like, stop there. They'd be like, of course, bro. I'm a fucking fan, right? So I would just literally just message them. And I would, and that's how it would work. And it was such an honor, like just being this dude from Dartmouth. It's still mind blowing to me. You know, a lot of battle rappers out there, they're like, yeah, everyone knows me. I'm like, no, man, it's still crazy to me. Like, I just got off the thing with Shaq, I believe, and somebody else, I forget. And then I seen fucking Big Daddy Kane live saying I'm his top 3 favorite ever. Big Daddy Kane. And I'm like, man, this is insane to me that these people even know who I am, let alone I'm like their favorite. So it was real, real crazy. And it's just, even to this day, dude, if I message a famous rapper, or even or they just like share one of my things, I'm mind blown that they know who I am, let alone have so much respect for me. So that's what it was. People that I've seen post my shit before or I've showed love, I hit them up, and I had 30 interviews with like just amazing fucking legends. Yeah, it was really, really crazy.
I'm looking at the list right now. Trey D from The Outsiders. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I was getting
Eastsiders. I mean, my bad.
My favorite rappers, that's what I really wanted to get. Like Trey D was my favorite rapper growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I was really going after people who I genuinely like I really, really, really fuck with and could have a good conversation with. Because sometimes I would bring on rappers that were famous, but I didn't really have a great conversation with because I didn't know their shit and they didn't know me as well. You know what I mean? So it's really good to like I had the best conversations I had with were people that may not be the biggest famous people in the world anymore, but whatever. But like BG Knockout.
BG Knockout
was conversation. Me and Corey Guns had a wicked conversation.
Mm-hmm, the one that you had with Jin. Jin pulled out the same hat as you. Salute MC Jin.
Yeah, man. It was like just really, really cool. Like I almost had Snoop. I was back and forth with Snoop. But even that, like I still think like Snoop is so famous. The more famous you are, the less that the more of a guard you have up. You know what I mean? Because you're so media trained. So it's just almost better to have my favorite one was Spice One. I'm such a fucking Spice One fan. And that was the best interview I've ever had because he's telling the craziest stories, saying whatever the fuck he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was such an
Spice
honor.
One is dope.
Just the fact he even knows who I am. How does he fucking know who I am? I was just saying that the other day, that you guys remember the I told you this already, but the Bangin' on Wax albums back in the day, the Bloods and Crips. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
heard that for Banging on the Wax. Yes, yeah.
And I messaged one of them. And I'm supposed to interview him today, but it's going to be tomorrow. I messaged one of them just out of the blue because I didn't think any of them were still around, and I tracked down one of them, and he was around. He's an older dude or whatever. And I messaged him. I was like, "Hey man, my name's Pat. You probably don't know who I am, I'm a battle rapper, but I also like doing interviews, and I would love to interview you, man. There's such a history." And he's just like, "Man, I know who the fuck you are. What are you talking about?" And it was mind blowing to me. I'm like, "How do you know who I am? Like, why would you know what I mean?" It's just super crazy to me that these people know who I am. I know that sounds mad, like maybe
Pat,
not confident or something like that, but it's just true.
Pat, I gotta break it to you. You got millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of views on multiple battles all over the internet, bro. People know who the fuck you are, bro. You out here.
All the battles, they're at least 1 million that I've seen. Yeah. 1 million plus. Like,
you're definitely out here, fam. You're not no small time.
2-time King of the Dot champion, right?
Yeah.
4-time.
Fuck. So that's a novice that's 4-time champion. Fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. You got a dynasty over there.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that was when they were saying I couldn't leave Canada, and it was actually Drake who got me to go for the title too, because after I battled Matt, we went back. He's like, "Bro, you need to go for the title, man. Like you're already the king of this shit, man. You need to go for the title and represent for Canada." And I remember at the time I was just like, "Nah, I'm good." And he just gave me that look. He's like, "All right, I get, I see you, bro. I know what you're saying, blah, 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 whatever." But then I left being like, man, this is the biggest rapper in the world right now. Why is he taking advice? It's crazy that he even knows me and is a fan. Let me take his advice. And then I went and went for the title, and I just smoked everyone, man, 4 times in a row. But they were still saying Pat can't leave Canada and do that. As soon as I left Canada, I'm smoking everyone everywhere too. Just even more so. So that was, you know what I mean? I gotta give props to Drake for that too, man. Can't even lie.
That's that Canadian spirit, though.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Like what? I can't leave Canada and do what? Like, who are you talking to, bro? I don't know. Like, obviously, they didn't see what I did home. They didn't see what I did at home.
Yeah.
So watch when I go abroad. I'll show these. Yeah.
Last couple
100%.
questions. What do you think is one of the biggest problems with the battle rap scene?
Right now?
This period. This over time.
Who? Like, who do I think is one of the biggest?
No, not who. What do you think is one of the biggest problems with the battle rap scene? You know what I'm saying? Just like the way that it's grown, but I know that there's been a lot of different things behind the scenes and stuff like that I see a lot of videos on, right? And people complain about a lot of different things. What do you think is the biggest problem in the battle rap scene?
The biggest problem in the battle rap scene? That's a really good question, man. Man, I would say
excuse me.
People not realizing that we're really all a family, and you know, people want to step on other people's toes to get above the next person and fuck up opportunities, and just to I don't know, it seems like leagues and battlers and stuff like that will bump heads a lot and do little sneaky things to each other to step on toes and just to get the step ahead. But it's sad, man, because we can all get money together. You know what I mean? We're all brothers, man. We're all in the same culture. So I guess that that just doesn't really affect me, but just from an outside standpoint, it's I guess it's all competition and business is business, and that's how it is. But for me just being who I am now, I would love to see just unity. You know what I mean? More unity and but then I guess it would take away the competition side. So I don't know, man. But yeah, just that. Some battlers not knowing their worth. Some battlers not knowing their worth. That's a bad thing too, because they can put their whole into shit, and they're just pretty much doing it for free. You know what I mean? Just for the exposure. When we're adults, battle rap isn't a young man's sport. There's none of the goats or any of the top dudes are young. So I'm talking like if you're under 30, it's super rare. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's a time frame before like. So you said there's no young goats. Everything what is like the goats are in their 30s. Like there's some young dudes that are coming up there's some young dudes that are pretty good, but usually you need time under your belt.
Yeah. It's like most of the top guys are in their mid 30s, and
you have time under your belt.
No. Like I'm sure Loaded Lux and them guys are like almost 40. Mook probably like in his late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Hollow probably 38, 37, something like that. Like all these guys are older, and these even like, for example, there's a guy out right now doing this thing, Danny Myers. He's like one of the most dangerous in battle rap right now, and I think he's 41 or 42 or something like that. Like it's not really a young man sport. Not saying it's not open to young men, but I'm saying it's not. It's okay to be you know what I mean?
So ageism isn't like in battle rap versus like the music. There's like ageism, for like us, for example, we're in our 40s, right? Mm-hmm. So guys look at us like we're old heads. Does that doesn't like that? You don't have that issue in battle rap.
No,
right?
Seniority, man. No, not at all. Not at all. You'll get called an old head by the young people, but it's not really. No, you're not. It's not. It's definitely not looked at as a bad thing, man. It's more knowledge, more wisdom, more experience. You know what I mean? You can tell who's been around for a while, just the way they carry themselves in that ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Holy fuck, bro, man! there's those so many different questions I have for you in my brain, but like, you know, we're like an hour and 11 minutes right now. Okay.
Good, man.
Where do you see battle rap?
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't want to disrespect anyone or like make the scene seem like something that it's not. Has Toronto calmed down as far as like, because I would see so much like controversy, so much drama and violence, and I'm like, no, like I was watching. I'm like, man, it seems to be getting more wild and wild. And I know that there's way more quality music and talented artists and stars from out there more than there is the drama and stuff like that. I'm not ever trying to take away from the Toronto scene because you guys have been running shit forever, right? But has that calmed down at all? Like, or is it getting worse? Or am I tripping? Is that me from just an East Coast standpoint? And you're like, nah, man, you're just watching YouTube. Is it getting better or worse as far as like just the drama out there?
Herc, you want to take that first?
It's a little. I think it's calmed down a lot. Like there was a point last year, like well, not last year, maybe like 2019, early in mid 2020, during the like height of the pandemic, actually before the pandemic, really, I would say. It was like really hot hype. But I think it's calmed down a little. Some stuff was popping off during the pandemics and during the first lockdown where you're like, well, you're supposed to be locked down. But like I said, time don't sleep for nothing, right? But yeah, I think it's calmed down a bit. I think it's calmed down a lot. But yet we haven't gotten to summer yet. We haven't gotten to full-fledged summer. And that's usually when Toronto becomes a very, very active place, very alive. Like, the winters and the falls they're active, but not like how summer is.
Yeah,
it's like something about that heat. You know what I mean? So it's really about the lack of opportunity for these guys, right? That's too. They're out there. They're out there. Animosity builds. The music doesn't really help because it fuels some of the negative shit that there's going on, right? So but I definitely think it's calmed down, and I pray it keeps to a level where it's at right now because it was hot. There was a point where it's like almost it seemed like every night somewhere was getting shot. Yeah. There were shots firing, you know, whatever. But it's calmed down. It has calmed down, I feel, in the last couple of months and, you know, I would say 6 to 8 months. I think it's calmed down a lot considerably.
That's really good to hear, man, because I know sometimes the internet can make things like so much worse. You know, videos go around and stuff like that, and then it starts becoming like almost like a clout thing for some people. So I'm glad to hear that, man. I know you guys know the inside scoop more than me. So I just
sorry to interrupt you, Pat. I'm kind of like on the fence with it. I think we're just in the eye of the storm, or the eye of the storm, as they say. Right?
You think it's about to kick up?
It's like right now, it's going to get way worse before it gets better. Right?
Oh,
we're having like a bunch of different things that are going on online. A lot of people who've been cooped up. A lot of people who have been dealing with or have to deal with their own mental health issues and all types of stuff. And when this world starts opening back up more, and like there's more people who are doing outside activities, then we'll be able to get a more of a defined graph of what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because like I try to be positive and say positive things, but as a realist, I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. Not to be somber.
That's a really good point. I never even thought about that. Like, it's like, you know, everything's pretty much still closed down, but once it's opened up, then it's almost like a free, you know, so anything that
we've popularized some fucked up shit, bro. We popularized, you know, smoking on the ops and all types of stuff, but nobody's been outside during this whole time, or technically outside during this whole time. So when like people start having like events and stuff like that, where, you know, people are just having like curbside eating and all that type of thing, I'm not doing it.
Bro, who started that? What was it? Would you say that it was Gucci that started that? Because when he battled Young Jeezy and he said smoking on coke.
No.
Do you think
this is way before like, Chicago style? It came around in like 2014.
That's true. No, you're right. You're right. No, I was just thinking that. But yeah, no, hopefully that like, yeah, because I hate to see a bunch of videos online of people from outside of Canada being like, oh, let's check out all this drama that's happening in the rap world in Toronto. And even though it's like, you know, I'm just like, man, Toronto got so much talent and stuff like that. And I'm just, you know what I mean? That I know the talent still does outshine all that bullshit, but hopefully that bullshit just calms down and everybody can just get their money, man, and get their shine, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So what do you got coming up next, man?
Next I'm gonna go on you know, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this. No, wait.
No. Exclusive.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Ain't nobody watch us, man. Ain't nobody see us. Maybe 2-3 people.
No. I'm sure it's fine anyway because
only the three of us here.
No, he put it out on his fucking podcast anyway. But you guys know who Andrew Schultz is?
Yes, from the Brilliant Idiots, and you know, world-renowned comedian now.
He's a comedian.
Yes. So he hit me up and he's like, man, like, he shared one of my battle clips. I battled in Germany one time and I trolled the whole crowd because I knew they couldn't really put together what I was saying that well. So I trolled the whole crowd and just said all this crazy stuff. Anyways, he shared that clip. And then he was like liking some of my stuff. And he messaged me one day and he's like, bro, like your content is like super dope. Like, man, I'd like to have you on the show. And I'm like, that's amazing coming from like who I consider like the god of content right now. And then he had a podcast and he talked about me for a few minutes there. He's saying, you know, just giving me props and saying that he wants me to come on the show and roast him and stuff like that. So I'm going to go on there and see what happens from there. You know, I mean, just have fun. I'm always trying to plant my foot into different doors, and I'm never happy just doing one thing. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the ADD, or maybe it's just because I'm such a creative person that I can't just battle rap or just make music. I got to do comedy skits, or I got to do some spoken word, or I got to, you know, just plant seeds in other places and see what grows. You know what I mean? But that's what's next for me, man, for the most part.
Well, we'll definitely be looking forward for that. Salute to Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne and Hoffa and all those different people that they got over there at their spot. Yo, Pat, man, we really enjoyed this conversation, bro. Like, I feel like we got a lot of fucking good information that I don't think a lot of your supporters will know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really glad that you're super candid with us over here today. You know what I'm saying?
Very good.
Shout out, man. Shout out you guys. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I've always been a supporter of Toronto hip hop, man. I still to this day I try to keep in touch, man. I talked to Camo for a few hours the other night, man, and like I always still try to shout out Camo, man, legend, man, and I try to stay in contact with some dudes out there as much as possible and stay paying attention to the scene, man. So shout out you guys, man. You guys are definitely putting on, man. I really mean that shit, man. You guys had this great conversation. That's why I messaged you a while ago and just told you I was a straight up fan.
Thank you, man. We really appreciate it.
You guys are keeping it alive, man. In a lot of ways.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Before we go, let the people know where they can find you. You know, whatever platforms that you want people to find you first, and all that good stuff, brother.
Man, find me on Instagram or YouTube. My YouTube is Pat Stay TV. My Instagram is Pat Stay _902. Check out my comedy series. It's called Unreasonable Rob. Check out everything that I'm doing, man. I'm never just doing one thing. I'm always just trying to put my foot in different doors, like I was saying. You know what I mean? Just trying to entertain at the end of the day.
Dope.
Nice.
Dope. Pat Stay in the motherfucking building. Yes, sir.
Yo, you know what's crazy? When I talked to Bizz Loc, and I was so surprised. He told me he liked my compliment battle, and I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but it's like the most lighthearted, fun. Like, I'm not saying that he doesn't seem like a lighthearted, fun guy, but you know, to most people, he comes out, he would be like, he seems so like aggressive and vicious, but that just showed how like cool of a dude he is and how open he is to other things and whatnot. And I'm such a fan of Bizz Loc, man. And that's super cool that he's that he got an open mind like that and could like some super silly shit like that, despite how he might come off to other people. You know what I mean? He's a.
You should take in our interview. You should take in the interview with us.
Come on, you don't think I've seen that 6-7 times? See, the thing with me, I watch people's interviews before I listen to their music. Now, I don't think he had interviews out first, but I watch that's all I do. all day. I watch interviews. I like to study people, their body language, everything about them. You know what I mean? So I've seen every Bizz interview 6 times. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nice.
I if I'm a fan of you, I watch your interviews more than I listen to your shit. And that's because I really feel like I can learn more about someone by watching them speak in that type of format. You know what I mean? So yeah, I love Bizz. He's a smart dude.
Yeah, man.
He
Salute
is.
to
He's very
Bizz,
intelligent.
man.
Very intelligent.
So yeah, man.
You can tell.
Well, we'll get up with you real soon, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
And look out for this hitting these internet streets like ASAP.
Facto.
Appreciate you, man. You guys stay cool.
You too,
Salute, brother.